So when's your next show was going to be? March or?
May 24th.
May 24th.
Yes, sir.
That's so far.
Every 2 months. You know why? Because running shows is hard. when you're the person at the top of the pyramid running everything.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting gray hairs. Like it's a lot of work. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that to myself or my wife. So we're doing every 3 months. But this year now we're doing every 2 months.
You ain't got no help.
No.
Just you and your wife.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, you know how it is. You know how it is.
But of course.
The Rikishi Fatu Off the Top podcast. Let's go. Rikishi Fatu, all y'all ready? We the ones. Keep it locked on the Rikishi Fatu podcast. Off the top. We gon' talk about everything wrestling, everything hip hop. Keep it locked. It's time to smarten up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Off the Top podcast. Big Kish, how you doing?
How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. Where are you coming from right now?
Man, I was in San Antonio. I was out there for one of our good friends, one of the biggest Funko Pop shops in San Antonio. It's called Hodgepodge-tastic. And, it was the first time that I got a chance to get out there and sign with Journey.
Okay.
My nephew Journey, and also Tamiko out there. It was a good turnout out there, as always. And so it was great. It was like 2 days, traveled out there on a Friday, signed in the morning from Saturday. I believe it was like 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The following day, hit another 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then early flight, 5 a.m. flight to come back here to Los Angeles. So
late nights, early flights.
I'm still tired.
That's right. I feel you, Big Kish.
Ain't no sympathy though.
Nope.
It's all good. This is what we do.
Yes, sir. That's right.
So big shout out to the fans out there in San Antonio. Appreciate the love and support as always. And big shout out to Hodgepodge-tastic. Make sure you follow them.
Say that 3 times in a row.
That's it.
Can he do it?
Boy, here we go. We're going to have one hell of a show now. You know what I mean? It is. All right.
Yeah.
How you been, though?
I'm good, Big Kish. I'm good. We had just ran our show here, Wrestling for Burbank. It was Lovestruck.
And it was sold out?
It was sold out, and it was really good to be here.
Big shout out.
Good times, and we can't wait to come back.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to eventually see you here one day. A lot of people are asking, where is Big Kish? Where is Big Kish? And like always, on the road grinding.
Well, it ain't like you ain't got my digits,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No. Absolutely.
You just don't want to book me or something. I don't know what it is, man. I promise I won't steal the show.
No.
I promise I won't do it.
No, I know you will.
Yeah, but big shout out to you, Joe.
Yes, sir.
I mean, coming from being a student of the game, and now you've moved into being a promoter, man. This is the part where as a promoter, you're able to bring all, wrestling talent together and to do something great entertainment for the community. So big shout out. I want to thank everybody that has come to our new place.
Yes.
The Domain Event Center.
The Domain Event Center in Sun Valley.
Yeah. So if you got a company out there, you are trying to get your company off the ground, and then you're just not able to afford these crazy rental fees, make sure you go to knoxpro.com. That's KNOKXPRO.com. Myself, my staff, somebody in Knox Pro staff will get a hold of you and we can make that happen.
And for anybody out there who wants to run a pro wrestling show here, it's like everything is here. And if you've ran your own show, you know how much energy goes into, first of all, assembling a ring crew. Those guys, worrying about them showing up on time. And then you got the ring you got to set up. You got the ring you got to break down. So for that all to be here, it made our show so much easier.
Ain't that nice? You just show up, the ring is here.
Absolutely.
Right? You show up, the production's always just turnkey facility.
Absolutely.
And that's what it is, man, is to be able to help those that are, trying to, do some things with their own company, get their brand out there, you know what I mean? And it's a beautiful thing because there is so much, you and I know, there is so much independent wrestlers out here. So much. The West Coast, we need to, we already on the map, but we all need to just come up together to be able, how cool is this, Joey? Like we were just talking before we came on the air. How cool is this to take like wrestlers from Santino Brothers, wrestlers from Jesse Hernandez, way out there in Riverside, wrestlers from Burbank.
Yes, sir.
You're Knox Pro wrestlers. And to be able to have all these...
A network.
Talent, a network, but
yes,
in the same ring.
Yeah.
To be able to have a Royal Rumble or maybe an event. elimination match.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, who knows?
Is that a little foreshadowing going on there, Big Kish?
Well, I'm just saying that, maybe not on a big scale like WWE, but at least something that gives these, because when you come through here, and I'm only coming back to the building because every independent wrestler wants to come out to the lights. They want to come out, they want to hear and feel their ring music. And this place here, and also the ring, we got one of the most comfortable rings out here in the West Coast. So, we believe in to giving the fans and also the promoters and the talent that comfortable environment, entertainment environment, where they don't have to worry about nothing but just come and enjoy.
Speaking of the Domain Event Center, this Saturday we're gonna have an Elimination Chamber watch party. That's gonna start at 2:30. And for anybody out there who wants tickets, you can get the tickets at Eventbrite. So another thing, not only is this a wrestling facility, a school, for the people who have trouble ordering the PLEs, you can come here to Sun Valley and you can watch WrestleMania, you can watch Royal Rumble, and on top of that, there's live matches before and after the show. I mean, it's a full throttle experience for anybody who wants to come out here.
We're just doing it all, right?
Man, what don't you do? What don't you do?
No, I'm just saying, though, why not just give the fans experience, without breaking the bank? You know what I mean? You can bring your whole family out here with less than $100. You got food, you watch matches, you get to watch the pay-per-view. I mean, and then not to mention all the merchandise we got out
right
there.
When you walk in.
We got a store out here, so, by all means, you want to come and check this place out. It's a place where we can all get together, family entertainment without breaking the bank.
Yes, sir. And speaking of merchandise and speaking of Funko Pops, so there is a new member in the Funko Pop family, Big Kish, your nephew, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, is getting his first Funko Pop.
Your buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
how happy are you?
Very happy. Very happy. Very proud.
Are you like a real big fan of Jacob now?
I've always been. I've always been. From the day he walked in and said he was better than all of us, I've been a fan of him since that day when he told Rito, he goes, I'm better than all them out there.
Jacob, listen, can you please sign Joey TMD an autograph?
With the new Funko Pop.
With the new Funko Pop. And I'll happy pay for shipping and handling.
So
you're going to get stacked up.
I didn't see that getting worked into today's episode. But you know what? On top of the Funko Pop, Big Kish, for you collectors out there who are following and keeping score at home, Jacob Fatu's got his also brand new WWE Ultimate Edition figure. So not only does he got the Funko Pop coming out, he's got the Ultimate Edition figure coming out. So everybody tap in and get those figures, put them on your shelves.
So you know what? I got to tap on this because when it rains, it pours. And to a guy like Jacob, to a guy like you and I know Jacob personally, right? But now the world is starting to see Jacob, right? There's no filter in Jacob. Jacob tells his story with no shame. What he speaks out, it's exactly what happened to this kid. Coming from the dirt of the dirt, rises up, went through all all the dirt that he has done, paid for, did his time, and now he's doing something that we here at Knoxville has always known he's had talent.
Yes, sir.
Right? But to see him out there really, really shine right now, not only in the ring, but you can see, man, wherever he does his personal appearances, the people really gravitate to Jacob. Then my question to you, knowing that he's your good friend, he slept at your place many a times, you guys shared a meal on the same table, what is it with Jacob that you see now?
Man.
Why is it people gravitate to Jacob?
Because he's so real and people can identify with him because he's not an act, he's not a gimmick. And people see him on camera. They just know he's the real deal. But when you see him in real life backstage, he's got the biggest smile on his face. And man, he literally will give you the shirt off his back. And that's why people, I think, gravitate towards him. I've literally seen him.
We've seen that. I was recently on an Instagram or TikTok video. The fans, they can't help but post up.
I see that.
Jacob was at an appearance.
And I saw that.
Sold out.
Yeah.
Took off his hoodie, his shirt, and gave it to the kid that was there, the fans. That's really him, though.
Now that the medical report is out, knowing what he faced coming back, like Jacob, he had to have 11 teeth pulled out of his head, basically, and that's what kept him out of action. And he's able to come back from that. It's just it's so good to see him back in the thick of things now. And like you said, man, he's just so beloved, and it's really good to see him back. And man, he's been hitting the ground running since he's been back. So it's good to see him back.
The Marshawn Lynch of professional wrestling.
Is that what? Okay.
He reminds me
And you know
of the Lynch man.
There's nobody, honestly, with what the kids call it, swag. Or
Yeah.
like, there's no cool cat like Jacob. Like, there's no one on that roster. And even when he was here on the Indies, people wanted to be his boy because he's just that cool. Like, people love, like, just gravitate towards him. And you see it in the big leagues now. It's coming across, and everybody they love him because he's so down to earth, I think, and relatable.
All right, Jacob. Big shout out to you, nephew. Continue to do what you do. And always remember, the platform that you are on right now, it is bigger than you. Make sure you understand. Make sure you lend a helping hand, as always. And don't let the game change you. You control the game, my man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What's
sir.
up?
So since the last time we've talked, Tugboat. Fred Ottman, he's had some health issues recently. He was in the hospital, spent like 30 days, but he's back out. He's doing good. But I just wanted to send well wishes to Tugboat, and what better person to talk about? And you were there back then. Let's hear some Tugboat stories. You got any Tugboat memories?
He just used to remind me of a gigantic Popeye the Sailor. Back in the day with that outfit, you got to be a tough man to wear that outfit back in the day. But on a real note, he's one of the most kindest, humble giants you'll ever meet. He just a real down to earth dude. Always like a jokester. I don't think I've ever seen Tugboat upset ever. No, probably the only time when he fell through that gimmick there at the
Shockmaster. We're laughing with you, not at you. Not at you.
Yeah, with you, not at you. Yes. I was mad too because it messed up his gimmick, his entrance coming through. But yeah, he's one of the nicest guys.
Yeah.
Dude, and I wish him well.
Yes, sir.
I hope you're doing fine. But the wrestlers, we bounce back. You know what I mean? We'll find a way to make yourself feel better and get back out there on the grind.
Correct me if I'm wrong, he did bounce back in another venture, actually. And I wanted to ask you, Big Kish, true or false? Did Tugboat ever own a strip club?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I thought it was, I thought it was a bar out there in the Keys of Florida.
Okay, I heard it was a strip club. Maybe I heard wrong.
Well, it might have been a strip club. Who knows? But a bar.
So I was just wondering.
Bar's a bar.
I was just wondering if Tugboat did own a strip club, and you were given the opportunity to name it. What would you call the place?
Hong Kong.
Honkers.
There it is. He's always had that gimmick there, right? I mean, make sure you stop by in the Keys and check out the most famous club. It is called Hong Kong.
Wow. Okay, there it is. So, Big Kish, before we move on to the portion of the show, I actually wanted to talk to you about this past Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
We saw another big injury with Bronson Reed of the Vision. So that makes 3 members now that are out. Who's left? Wow. Is it just Logan Paul and Austin Theory, right? So there's 3 Vision members on the shelf, and another well wishes to Bronson Reed. It looks like he tore a bicep, but in that match, yes, sir,
the poor guy bounced back. I believe it was a year ago. He had a knee surgery or something, which kept him out of the loop for a minute. Then he comes back. Now he's probably got the biggest run ever in his career, being involved with one of the hottest factions in the industry of Vision, and now, something like this is, I feel bad for the guy because, he's starting he's starting to find himself out there. He's starting to recognize what part he plays in this group. And, to me, I think like Bronson Reed built the right way and booked in the right matches. I feel he could be a future heavyweight champion.
Yes, sir. The only silver lining in that match was your son, the Yeet Man, Jey Uso. He advanced. He won that match, and he advances to the Elimination Chamber, which, of course, is this Saturday. So any thoughts?
Well, hey, things happen. Again, for me, if you're asking me, well, I'm excited.
Sir.
You know what I mean? Who wouldn't be excited for this son? Because I believe he advances into the Elimination Chamber. If he wins that, he is able to go to WrestleMania and headline one of those nights against the heavyweight champion, which would be Drew McIntyre, I believe, right?
Yep.
And so that, but again, this is the business that we're in. Things, you never know which way the coin's gonna, land.
Yes, sir. Good luck to the man.
Good luck and a speedy recovery to Uso Braun. I hope I hope you're able to bounce back quick. And then, again, let's hope once you get it checked out, let's hope it's not as serious as it is where you're able not to take that much time off and come back, hopefully before WrestleMania.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well wishes to you, brother. So here we go, Big Kish. I wanted to talk to you. It was the month of February. This was the month of love, of course, Valentine's Day. So I wanted to talk to you about famous couples in the world of professional wrestling, whether they were on-screen couples or whether there were actual really couples behind the scenes. I just wanted to get your take on a few of these performers and your experiences with them. But before we get into that, I wanted to know, when you think of love, Big Kish, your favorite hip-hop track, what track reminds you of love, like puts you in that mood? You know what I mean? Is there a single track that comes to mind?
I'd have to go with LL Cool J.
What song is that?
I Need Love.
Ooh, okay.
I can lay down my jacket and walk over a puddle. Come on. So you can walk over a puddle? I'm gonna lay down my jacket? Come on, man. Come on. For sure, we know what's gonna happen that night. If I'm laying down my expensive ass jacket for your ass to walk over a puddle, you already know. You already know.
All right, okay. So,
but I was a Keith Sweat man, though.
What track?
Back in the day when Keith Sweat, all Keith Sweat's love tracks. There was not one track Keith Sweat wasn't like. Soon as them women, you hear Keith Sweat's track come on, you already know. Yeah, it's already time to leave the club.
Was Keith Sweat your inspiration for your track that you did, the R&B, Put a Little Ass on It?
No, it wasn't, man.
It was Barry White? Who was
Barry
it?
White was.
Was it Barry White?
Yeah, I was trying like hell to sound like Barry White. But that was like 6 a.m, traveling all the way from overseas, get straight to Stamford, Connecticut, get in late checkout, like had to be like 2 a.m, and then got to get up at 5 a.m. to be over there at the studio at the warehouse, and then you gonna try to just sound like Barry White. I did so many takes out there, but hey, man, I was, after I heard the magic that was put on there, man, by Jim Johnson.
Exactly, that was my next question.
Yeah, I think my song was the best song on the track there, on that album,
So LL Cool
Platinum, we went platinum.
Yes, you did. LL Cool J, Keith Sweat, anyone else put you in that mood?
Well, definitely, my man Barry White.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The Isley Brothers.
Okay. For me, it's the Two Live Crew.
The Two Live Crew?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it is? Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Get on up and...
That's the nastiest they want to be album.
Two Live Crew.
Yeah.
Well, that's you being the DJ, because you just used to seeing that environment.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Before you became a promoter. Wrestler / DJ /
do it all. That's right.
Get on up. You're next. Hurry up.
Big Kish, here we go. I'm going to give you the first couple that comes to mind, and they are a real-life couple, and they were on-screen couple, and they are probably considered the greatest couple in the world of professional wrestling.
The greatest.
And that's going to be Macho Man and Elizabeth.
Dig it.
Yes. So do you remember the first time you ever met Macho Man?
Yeah, absolutely. Back in the day, man, we going back to the 80s. Late 80s, Randy was, again, just down to earth, nothing like what you see on TV. It was like they were like the royal couple. You know what I mean? When you see them come through, he just had his swag and he got his lady on his arm, They pulling in those, those name brand luggages and back in the day. when you got those other wrestlers that come in with Adidas bags and, bags from Walmart. But, yeah, he was definitely like the royal. They were definitely like, to me, the royal couple back in the day.
What do you think their legacy is that they left on the business? Do you think they are the wrestling's greatest couple?
I think so. Most definitely they go down in history, whether the fans think so or not. They definitely had a lot to do with, paving the way for professional wrestling. Randy did his part as far as for the males, and of course, Elizabeth. She was classy. She's been in a lot of, a lot of featured matches, such as WrestleMania, a lot of the pay-per-views. So she was definitely what we would say today, good for business.
Did you ever take the elbow drop from Macho Man?
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, okay.
Most definitely. And sold it too.
Nice. Okay, so we're going to move on to...
Sold it with pride.
Scary Sherry and Shawn Michaels. And of course, Scary Sherry is Sherry Martel. First of all, who did you think complimented Sherry Martel better, Shawn Michaels or Macho Man, when he was Macho King?
I would have to go with Shawn. Sherry was just, man, she worked like she was a dude. She was just tough. She didn't mind getting stiffed here and there, getting a lot of potatoes, but she would be the person to give it back too. And she was such a smart performer. She knew where her part was, and she would, sometimes she would, if she needed to, cross that lane to come in to take a power slam or take a big body slam or close, whatever the case it may be, you can rest assured Sherry's timing, she was always going to be there. So she's another one of the girls that, the ladies that I respect a lot. Because when I was a young kid coming through the locker room, she was very close with my uncles Alpha and Zika, back in the day. So again, when I met her, we still young and you're carrying the bags through the locker room and, start to introduce ourselves. And she was always nice to me, always nice. And always, the one thing I respect about Sherry is like when other females for TV matches or would come through to do TV matches, you can always see her like giving them advice. You know what I mean? Which was solid. She didn't have to, but it's her way of caring for those coming through, like, wanting to learn the business. So yeah, they was a vicious team to work again together with. I'm gonna go out right. They were never dating, but they put them together as far as to be able to run angles and so forth. You got Shawn, who's, hey, we all know what type of worker Shawn is. He can pretty much do anything. And then you got a female like Sherry. She can take it all from those that they never complain. If the bump was stiff or whatever the case it may be, she did it with a smile on her face. But you can rest assured you was going to get a receipt from Sherry.
Mm-hmm. Any early Shawn Michaels stories, like from the early days, from the rocker days, Marty Jannetty days? Do you remember anything?
We just wild, dude. The rockers were just, man, it was just like a lady magnet.
Really?
They were the ones that would draw all the youngsters. You know what I mean? Because they were just cool back in that day, that time and era. And both of them, they're not bad-looking guys, right? Then you have them, the way they work, and their music was there. So, I mean, the merchandise, man, you look around the arena, everybody was wearing the Rockers outfits and T-shirts and merch. And so they were good, man. They were real good. I mean, but wild. I mean, we all was wild. A lot of Jack Daniel nights.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Come through, you late night, early flights, you still make it. You might be late, but just tell me to finish when we get in the ring.
That's right. Speaking of
one of those nights.
Speaking of wild, Big Kish, we are now going to talk about Sonny and Chris Candido.
Oh, Lord.
So, first of all, your first impressions of Sonny and Chris Candido when they first showed up in the WWE?
Well, Sonny, Chris was a nice dude, right? I mean, he was a very nice guy, man, just down to earth. Sonny, on the other hand, I didn't really know who she was, but she was back in the day, man. She was just that, that hot looking blonde. you know, and as we know it years later, what it is, like, that's her legacy. That's who she is. You know, we know where she's at today, and hopefully, you know, the lessons that she's learned through this business. Like I've always said this, that you know, to know your worth in this business. You know, not everybody. You know, you don't never need to do other things to get on top. You see what I'm saying? If you believe in your work, you have self-respect for yourself, and then you know, if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. But now, you know, I know, you know, where, you know, she's at today, and you know, we can only wish her luck. That hopefully, like, when you got a lot of time like that, there's a lot of time to think, and it's a lot of time for you to be able to hopefully make the right choices in your life, because you still got that, you know, got that time to figure your life out, you know. So, but Chris Candido, just, man, a good worker, good body, nice guy. But it was one of those dudes that you can kind of see, like, he was just like too nice of a guy. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, yeah.
He was too nice of a guy. So
Any memories working with him?
easy. Chris Candido was one of those guys, can do anything, man. He was a good worker. You know, he probably could have had a real good run had they packaged him up and, you know, put him in a real, like a believable type of character.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, but you know, we can never find that out ever again, you know? So rest in peace to Chris Candido.
And keeping it with that same wild theme, we're gonna bring it to Luna Vachon and banging and banging himself, Gangrel the Vampire Warrior. When was the first time you ever met Luna Vachon?
Oh, my uncle's house.
Really?
Yeah. The relationship with us and Luna was, you know, in the early stages of professional wrestling. You know, we all used to be at my uncle's house and we trained together. Luna was like a sister to us. You know what I mean? She was that in our family. We always protected her. She always protected us. Anybody that said anything about the Samoans, you know, we all know how crazy Luna is. Luna will jump up in your face and she'll start scrapping, you know. And then, you know, with David, this is the reason why we are all so close together, you know, because David, who we call Kavika, you know, we call him the Samoan albino. And he's been around our family for well over, I don't know, 30, 40 years maybe. You know, he's seen our kids grow up and so forth, and you know, he's been underneath that learning tree of Uncle Alpha and Sika, you know, and so, you know, those two, there was a couple that, you know, we really, really cared for, not for because they were in the business, but because how we were all, you know, raised up and groomed together and got a lot of you know, personal, what we like to call family time together. We, you know, ate on the dinner table together, traveled together, starved together, you know, stuff like that. And so, you know, it's nothing but love to Gangrel, you know, David Heath, Kavika, and also gone too soon, you know, Sister Luna.
Now, would you think those two, do you think together they were probably the wildest couple in pro wrestling?
Probably the toughest.
Toughest too, yeah.
Toughest, wildest. Man, they really like the Lost Boys.
Right?
You know what I mean? That's straight up vampires. And
Yep.
I don't think anybody could have ever pulled off that vampire type of gimmick. Like, they did it so good, sometimes I had to question, are they real vampires? You know, because when it came time for them to do appearances and them to work, you can see the pictures from back in the day. You know, the fangs and them, those are real fangs they put in their mouth. You know, so you can imagine getting clotheslined or getting body slam or arm drag with fangs like that. I've seen many a time David, you know, would, you know, hurt his lip off of stuff like that. Luna as well, but they wouldn't complain about it. They'd laugh at it, you know what I mean? And So yeah, it's probably the wildest, craziest couple in professional wrestling. That gold medal goes to Luna and David.
Yes, sir. So here's lastly a couple that you know very well. That's going to be Big Jim and Naomi, your daughter-in-law. So first of all, tell us about your first impression when you first met Naomi. What'd you think?
Well, you know, I knew of her, but didn't know her. I actually met my daughter-in-law at a SmackDown one time in Vegas, and you know, my son would you know, actually introduce me to this girl. And I seen her dancing with Funkadelics back in the day, and so you know, when I met, she was, you know, Trin was very respectful, you know, and you could feel it like they wanted to tell me something. You know what I mean? But I'm there at TV all day, and then, you know, finally my son told me this is my girlfriend, and blah blah blah. And you know, for me, it was like, as always, like, you know, you know, I'm one of those guys that never really like wanted my kids to be involved with any female that's in the business, and nothing against the females in the business, but for me was because I would never like to give that power to the office. And what I mean about this is, like, you know, when the office knows that you have two people that works for the same company, and say when it's time for renegotiation for, you know, Jim, but it's not time to renegotiate for Trent. Well, the games can start here, because, you know, I would believe that Jim would stand 10 toes down, because I'm over to teach my kids to know your worth, right? And so if that, just in case that didn't go through, now he's home out the picture, but then here's, you know, Trend that's in this contract here. At the end of the day, you know, they're still working together to be able to provide for their family. So I would never like, because I know how wrestling is. When you have your daughter-in-law there, they can come up with stuff like, okay, we want you to do this, which is just nonsense on TV. But they do things to embarrass you, to send a message to your husband that's sitting at home that's not negotiating, right? And so at the end of the day, when you say, no, I'm not gonna do that, now chances are you have breached your contract. So now this is a way now for you to get fired to come out. But had you not been married to a person in the industry, you don't never have to worry about stuff like that, right? And so, you know, hopefully everything, you know, has changed, you know, in the business for couples that are there. But I know for my kids, you know, Trin and Big Jim, they're fine. You know what I mean? I'm very proud of the career that they've had. You know, she's very smart, she's educated, and you know, has always stand by her husband. And that, you know, for a father, that when you have a daughter-in-law that is to protect your son, vice versa for my son to protect his wife, and stand 10 toes down on the wrestling industry, it's a beautiful thing. You know, it's a good thing that they're able to, you know, walk away when they want to walk away, where you're not kind of, you know, stuck in that predicament. You know what I mean? So I think it's good now that, as we all know, you know, my daughter, I'm going to have another grandkid.
That's right.
And so it's a beautiful thing. I talk to Trent every week. You know, and I'm like, I was the one that asked both of them when I seen them, when are you guys gonna give me a grandkid? Boy, they went right to work. You know the thing. My son went right to work, and they were like, and so I can't wait. You know, I'm getting ready to fly out this March, the first week, to be able to go be with, you know, Solo and my grandkids and his wife. see Big Jim, and Trent and check out the baby and so forth. Just spend some quality time. Link up with Yeet and the Samoan Werewolf. The whole dynasty out there. So
Yes, sir.
looking forward to it. Yeah.
I mean, a few more questions before I let you go, Big Kish. Is WWE missing the boat on pairing Naomi and Big Jim? Imagine a singles run, Big Jim with Naomi as valet, his manager. Is that something you'd like to see? Do you think that's you don't think they need that at this point? I mean, I think that'd be great. A heel run with her as his manager. I mean, they can do.
I think at any given time that can work. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of things to factor in right now, being a mother and so forth.
Oh, yes, sir.
But I'm sure, once you get tired of being home, it's time to get back out on the road. I'm sure she probably don't want to come back and bounce around in the ring.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, anytime you can come and just stand by the ring and be a valet or be a manager or be a wise man. Yeah, it's an easy gig. You know what I mean? That's an easy gig. So at the end of the day, I think, they're both young enough. They're both still in good shape to be able to come back and, whatever that's set out for them to be a part of. I think it definitely can work. I think they can carry the ball, whatever's thrown to them.
Yes, sir.
They're that good of worker, and they, as far as going through the test of times of being an employee of the WWE, I think they surpassed all that. You know what I mean? Like, they've been there for 17 years. So, it's a trusted employee, right? It's an employee that, that's not a liability. It's an employee that if we throw them the ball, they'll be able to carry it. And we definitely know it's an employee that can sell merchandise. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, hey, day one-ish all the way, the Usos here, you know what I mean? And I think it'll be a great T-shirt to have Naomi on there for the first time, with the bloodline. Why is it, I think that'd be great to have the girls, Naomi, Nia Jax, to be a part of be a part of the bloodline females. It just throwing it out there.
Lastly, Big Kish, Naomi's legacy, do you think if she's done, if she never comes back in, what do you think is her mark that she leaves on the business?
WWE Hall of Fame.
There it is.
Future WWE Hall of Fame.
Big Kish, you got any final words?
Hey, it's free to be kind and always, always smarten up. We out.